talk about the fundamentals first. What is kettlebell training? Kettlebell training is executing mostly ballistic movements with fixed weights in moderate to high rep ranges. And we consider kettlebells the Swiss Army knife of modern training modalities because it can do so much all at once. Here are 12 benefits that regular kettlebell training can provide you with. Number 1, you will build muscle. Number 2, you will increase your fat burning potential. Number 3, you'll have a proper solution against back pain. Number 4, you can improve your coordination. Number 5, you can build massive endurance and strengthen your heart. Number 6, you'll have your own gym. One kettlebell replaces a whole gym and its membership. Number 7, it's low impact on the joints, which means if you are banged up in the shoulder or the hips, the kettlebell is a perfect solution for you. Number 8, you'll be able to save a lot of time. Number 9, you'll engage into the ballistic element, which yields its own benefits, such as building so-called special endurance. Number 10, you will increase your biomechanical efficiency. Number 11, it can be used as a minimalist program, 2 exercises or even 1 exercise for your workout and you're good. And number 12, it's versatile and a lot of fun. So let's cover the who is who in the timeline of how kettlebells even got started. One of the first recordings that we know of people using weights to improve their recreational fitness was halteres and the bibon stone in ancient Greece and stone locks from China. From there, spherical weights were used on marketplaces all around the world. Next came the European strongmen, who were using these spherical weights as feats of strength, as recorded by historian Edmond de Bonnet. Around 1960, the first kettlebell sport competitions were held, and in the 2000s, Pavel Tsatsouline, along with John Duquesne and RKC for that matter, gave birth to the modern kettlebell renaissance. Let's check out what a proper kettlebell looks like. You have the corners, which are at the top of the handle. Then you have the handle itself. And then the thing that connects the handle with the kettlebell is called the horn. And the thing in between the handle and the kettlebell is the window. Then we have the bell itself. And then we have the base. In our case, we use hollow car competition kettlebells that have a hole inside them. There are other kettlebells on the market. However, we believe that the hollow car competition kettlebell is the best kettlebell that you can use. If you're just getting started with kettlebells as a man, you want to start with a 12 kg kettlebell. If you are a woman and you're just getting started, use an 8 kg kettlebell. If you are an advanced lifter as a man, you can maybe opt in for a 16, and as a woman, maybe opt in for a 12. As a woman, you don't want to go below 8 kg, and as a man, you don't want to go below 12 kg. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule. However, the idea is that you want to understand how to use the kettlebell properly. And for this, we need some proper feedback when it comes to the weights. In the world of kettlebell training, we can say that there are 2 different styles, and I'm adding the 3rd category. Style number 1 is kettlebell sport, or as I'd like to call it, high volume kettlebell training. With this type of style, you can build power and so-called special endurance. Style number 2 is hard style, or as I'd like to call it, high tension kettlebell training. With this type of style, you can build strength and explosiveness. And style number 3 is the hybrid. There are many kettlebell practitioners who have gone before me using this hybrid formula of combining the best of both worlds. I'm just putting a name on it. The hybrid style embraces high tension and high volume and allows the participants to combine and ultimately profit from the best of both worlds. Its versatility and independent framework also facilitates unique and distinctive movement patterns. The hybrid style is especially useful when a single weight class is the only option. It ultimately boils down to using the most efficient exercises when it comes to the ballistics, while also including powerful grinding lifts. If this sounds a little bit too confusing, don't worry. We will cover the ballistics and the grinds later in this video. Now, with that being said, I just want to say one important thing, and I want to keep it brief. Intent matters more than style. Let's cover some basic scientific principles. Mortara et al. Said in his review of kettlebell research and its implications for exercise programming, the burden of evidence in the field of kettlebell training supports the conclusion that kettlebell training can have positive effects on cardiovascular fitness, strength, and power. However, the scientific literature still has numerous gaps that need to be addressed. The study Kettlebell Training in Clinical Practice by my friend Neil May says that kettlebells can be used therapeutically to treat musculoskeletal conditions. although this still needs to be demonstrated in the evidence-based realm. And in another powerful study by my friend Neil May, which he called the Bell Trial, he states that the experience of the kettlebell trial participants aged 59 to 71 includes statements such as, "This is the best thing I've ever done," and "my condition has greatly improved." The final study that deserves recognition is the kettlebell swing study by Dr. Stuart McGill, which I had the pleasure to have a conversation with on our podcast. There's a lot of stuff to unpack in the kettlebell swing study, which is outside the scope of this video. However, here's what I want to mention. The hardstyle swing, which we're going to take a look at a little bit later in the video, can yield great benefits, but can also wreak havoc for people who don't have a lot of shear tolerance in their spine. We have received numerous feedback from people who don't do well with a particular style of swing. This does not mean that you want to avoid the kettlebell swing altogether if you're having back pain. However, if you suffer from these pain points that I just mentioned in this particular style of swing, I want to show you some great variations later in